Alright, this is New Era Gardener, and I'm shooting a update video to two of my wormery bins that I actually plan on selling these worms. This is the first bin I'm going to go through. This was the problem bin that we had a lot of flies in. I have heat under this particular bin, and I think what was happening was it woke up the lava with the heat and got a ton of flies. So I put a glue strip in here, fly glue strip, worked great. Caught a lot of the a lot of the flies, which was great. That's what I was hoping it would do. So that took care of that problem. But we're gonna look at this bin and see how healthy it is and how's it's going. Just looking at this bin, I already could see a lot of cocoons right on top. Here's one right here. That's a cocoon right there. So it's got a lot of cocoons in them. One right there. I'm not gonna pick them out, but I'm just gonna show the health of the bin and where it's come since then. This particular bin, and the reason why it had a lot of flies, this has a lot of organic matter in it, leaves, grass that didn't break down, sticks. So this particular bin is nice. Piece of corn cob. There's a lot of worms in here. I'm not gonna go too far down because I do have biochar at the bottom. A lot of organic matter, nice sized worms. This bin, both bins, I was going to, yeah, there's a lot of worms at the bottom there. These two bins, like I said, I was going to sell these worms. These were going to be my wormeries, to be able to sell worms out of them. Oh my goodness, all the cocoons here. I might just go through this bin and get these cocoons out of it. There's tons of them. Start a new bin with it. These are nice fat worms. It's a small worm, but it's a nice fat worm. These worms did still, like I said in the beginning, did not get fed food as far as food scraps, because there is a lot of organic matter in here. I didn't want to, yeah, there's a lot of worms in here. I don't know if it picks it up on the camera, but there's a ton of worms in here. So this bin is real healthy, real good. I like it. The moisture is good. It's not sopping wet. I have to say, I this biochar works wonders. They love hanging down in that biochar. They're all down in there. That's deep down in there towards the bottom, and tons that I can see cocoons in here. They're just all over the place. But yeah, look at that baby. That's a nice sized worm. So that's what there is. There's a lot in there. I'm gonna keep this video short. I just wanted to show the health of it and just give you an update on the bin, as far as how it worked out with the flies. But there's still a lot of organic matter in here. This bin has another month to go before I decide what I'm gonna do with it. But this bin, I will sell the worms, but I'm gonna wait until the weather gets warm. I've never sold worms. I don't want to ship worms to a cold region and something winds up happening to the worms. Even though I ship priority, so it's usually 2 to 3 days anywhere, but I would rather ship them when the weather starts to turn around and becomes a little better. So probably what I'll do is wait until the weather turns around, another month or so, and then I'll go through this bin. Like I said, it's already got a month to go on it. So at the end of that month, I'll decide what I'm gonna do as far as selling the worms or just getting the castings out of it, sift it, get all the castings, take what isn't broken down, put new bedding in it, my normal bedding, and add that into it, the matter that hasn't, the organic matter that hasn't broke down. So that's probably what I'll do, just to wait for the weather to get better, to start shipping worms. But I am going to feed this worm bin. This one I'm going to give it some goat manure. This is goat manure. I'm going to give it a nice helping of it. Give it something else to eat other than the green matter. So I'm going to put quite a bit in there. I got a little left for their next feeding. So that's what I'm going to put in there. I am going to wet it down with my little mixture because it's super dry. So just wet it so they can come up and eat it. I have noticed I have been putting in some homemade worm food, and they have been eating that, so they are coming up to the top. So that's a good thing, so they can start eating other things. But when I do the bin the next time, when I clean it out and put new bedding in it, then I will start feeding them food scraps, green scraps, whatever I have. I'll start feeding them just like I feed the other ones. That's the first bin that we had the problem with. So that's a good healthy bin. I'm happy with that. So no gripes about that one. A lot of worms. I'm gonna keep the glue strip in there. This was done on 12/10. So like I said, it's got another month to go. Alright, I'm not gonna use that one. Here's the first bin that was done on 11/10. So February 10th, it should be done again, cleaned out. This bin also only got fed the dry food, either homemade worm food or the rabbit manure. So once again, I'm not digging deep, and I'm already getting tons of worms. I don't know if you can see those worms. It's full of worms. They're all over. They're moving right around. Second handful, tons of worms, nice fat worms. Nice and fluffy. This one I didn't put any biochar at the bottom, so I'm going all the way to the bottom. That's a nice healthy bin. A lot of worms. Once again, this bin was only being fed dry food, so, but they're still nice sized worms. Look at that. The worms are all over the place. So nice texture to it. A lot of castings. Feels real good. Yeah, tons of worms in this one too. I'm just digging, taking from the top, taking from the bottom, moving to the top, and there's just worms throughout this. They're all over it. So, like I said, it's just an update to these two bins. These are the bins I was going to use just to start selling worms. A lot of my bins already have a pound to a pound and a half of worms in them. They got enough for their size, the sizes of the bins. They have plenty worms in there. I don't need to repopulate them. They just continue to have lots of babies in them, baby worms. So, I mean, just moving around the castings in here. I mean, the worms are just still on top, all on top. So they're doing extremely good. So I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm gonna feed this one also. I'm gonna put some homemade worm food down for him. And give me 1 second. And I'm gonna top that with some rabbit manure. I'm not gonna wet that. There's no need to wet that. That's powder. So the moisture that's in the castings is just that's gonna start to suck it up. So it's just crazy. I'm just looking at now the worms that were in there. They're just moving. You can see them moving on top of it. So, but that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you where I was with these two bins, how they're doing. They're doing extremely well. I like how they're coming along. So no issue there. Nice and healthy. A lot of worms in there. So I'm happy with that. All right. Once again, this is New Era Gardener with an update to the wormeries, those two bins. Thank you for watching. Any comments, please leave it down below. Like to know what you think. What am I doing wrong? What can I do better? Any comments. I'm always open to any type of comments for what we're doing, any suggestions or anything like that. All right, thanks. Enjoy the rest of your day.